in the AFC, right behind the Chiefs. After the game, Diggs said, quote, "We're still scratching the surface on the potential we have. Ooh, Acho, are the Bills the most dangerous team in the AFC right now?" Ahora.
No, and I'm not even going to get so caught up in the madness. Now, I think Josh Allen is playing at a top 3 quarterback level. I think the Bills are currently the second best team in the AFC. But, Sel, how would I say that the team with the second best record in the AFC is more dangerous than the team with the first?
Oh,
how would I say that the team with the second best quarterback in the AFC is more dangerous than the team with the first? How would I say that the team with one great receiving threat is better than the team with 2?
Well, you mean 19, the team with 19.
Right? Like, I'm not going to go as far as saying that the Bills, although the Bills are incredible, the Bills are incredibly well coached.
There we go.
I'm not going to go so far as to jump out there and have Overreaction Tuesday and say that the Bills are the most dangerous team in the AFC. The most dangerous team in the AFC is the team that can do the most danger to you.
Okay.
That's the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Bills are very good. I've said that. I will say that throughout the duration of this show. But I just hate where we are in life right now, where you see one new shiny toy and you got to have it. It's the holiday season.
Like that jacket. You saw you had to have it.
This isn't even one of my best jackets, honestly.
Wow.
This is a C-team jacket,
Oh,
sir.
wow.
It's a C-team jacket. But even C-teamers got to get their shine. But, sir, I hate Sel because you know it's the holiday season and we're coming off the gift-giving season of Christmas and whatnot. And you get a new toy and you forgot about what you had.
You
forgot about what you had. And I understand that the Bills are the new shiny toy. I understand Josh Allen is the new shiny toy. But I'm not going to forget what we have in the Chiefs. The more dangerous team is the team that has won 23 of their last 24 games.
Lord.
Now, I got a lot of heat left in my second lap.
I was about to say.
So I'm going to stop right here before I go in.
You just upped the caliber with that last note right there. Like, they don't lose, so what am I going to say in response to that? I am going to say that the Bills are the most dangerous
Let's
team.
hear it, Sal.
I'm going to tell you why.
Let's hear it.
Because the question is not, are they the best team necessarily?
Correct.
And when you say they've won 23 out of 24 to Kansas City Chiefs, it's hard to say anything else to counter that. But when you start talking about dangerous, then other elements come into play. Let's be real. The hottest team is kind of synonymous with most dangerous because timing matters.
That is fair.
And let's get into that because that's where I'm going to start my argument with the timing. Right now, which team is playing better football in terms of not only what they want to do, but how it's affecting their opponents? That's the Buffalo Bills. Now, I understand that Kansas City keeps finding a way to win. You get in old Betsy, and she starts up once again. Oh, thank you, Betsy. And then the next day, you're like, oh, you know what? Honey, it's time to call Henry and get this carburetor fixed. But you don't. And the next morning, you go into the car again. Oh, Betsy starts again. I'm not going to lie. Of late, it feels like that's what the Kansas City Chiefs are. First team in NFL history to win 7 straight games by all under 7 points. The Kansas City Chiefs. So that's interesting when you start to say, when we're going into the playoffs, how hot are you? Are you playing optimal football right now? And I understand why the Buffalo Bills have had this kind of course correction, why they're playing great football right now, despite losing to the same Kansas City Chiefs earlier in the season. I'm going to take that out of your chamber. I know you were going to shoot that one. They beat them head-to-head. I'm going to tell you what happens. You ever get into a situation, and we call them barometer games, litmus tests. You know, you just want to see where you are. And they went against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City Chiefs said, kiss our rings. This is not going to go well for you Buffalo Bills. But since that moment, they've only lost 1 game by 2 points. That's it. And more importantly, they're playing better football right now by the win-loss differential than even the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's why I say they're the more dangerous.
Your take isn't so outlandish that I'm going to scoff at.
You expected it, though.
I didn't, but I scoffed at some of your takes. I'm going to give this take the respect that it deserves.
Yes.
But here's the issue. When we talk about the most dangerous team, we use that word dangerous in football synonymous with the hottest team. You're like you said, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. Here's the problem and the flaw in that logic in thinking that the Bills are the most dangerous. The Bills have lost 3 games this season. The Chiefs have lost 1. Okay.
All right.
Now, context matters.
Yes.
Context totally matters.
Bring it on.
But the Bills have lost their 3 games since the Chiefs have lost their 1. So if you're going to tell me that the Bills are hotter than the Chiefs, it doesn't really make sense, or the point is undermining itself, because since the Chiefs have lost their 1 game, the Bills have literally lost their 3 games, including one of those losses to the team in question, which is the Chiefs.
Okay.
So I think that the biggest bargaining chip that you would have is, well, the Chiefs have won 5 straight games. The Chiefs are hotter right now because the Chiefs are winning the Bills have won 5 straight games. The Bills are hotter right now because the Bills are winning right now. But the problem is the Chiefs have won about 10 straight games.
Okay.
And so the argument there is diffused. Again, for me, it comes down to this. If you were dangerous, how consistent are you as well?
Okay.
Because your danger has to be consistent, Sal.
It is consistent with the Buffalo Bills. And those Freudian slips you're having over there talking about Bills and Chiefs and can't get them right, you know why? Because you know they kind of the same. If not, you really are fighting internally with what I'm about to give you right here. Bills have won each of their last 5 games by double digits.
Okay.
The Chiefs have won each of their last 7 games by 6 points or fewer. That's what we're talking about context. Let's not cook these books. The Chiefs are winning, but barely. The Chiefs literally were in a game-tying situation with the Atlanta Falcons, but a kick was missed by a field goal kicker who had made 27 straight. That's the point that I'm trying to make, that the Chiefs' margin of error is not so much that there's not another team right by them. If you really look with the naked eye, it's kind of hard to see until you realize, wait a minute, the Chiefs are barely getting by while the Bills are smashing people. Bills have the #1 scoring offense and #3 scoring defense since week 12. You know where the Chiefs rank in both of those categories? Outside the top 10. That's what I'm trying to make an argument for. Look, if we were sitting here, had to testify what's the best team in the NFL, you had to put your whole life on it, I'm going to say the Kansas City Chiefs by this much. But if you say who's the most dangerous team, that's why we're having this conversation. Buffalo Bills.
Let me push back, and let me push back a little animalistically, if I may, or insectly, because I'm going to talk insects real quick. Sal, the difference between a wasp and a bee.
You asked me?
I'm asking you.
I ain't got stung by either. I don't know. I'm a city boy.
I've been stung.
I'm a city boy.
I've been stung before by a bee, and the thing about being stung by a bee can only sting you once.
Oh, could they die?
But a wasp can just sting you and sting you and sting you. So the difference when you're talking about a wasp is you know that it can consistently sting you. Whereas a bee, if you're looking at a bee, it might sting you, it might not, depending on if it has stung before.
Okay.
I view Patrick Mahomes as a wasp because he will consistently sting you. Whereas Josh Allen can be dangerous, but it depends because after Josh Allen stings you, he typically dies the next week, statistically. Let's bring up the full screen. And let's talk about Josh Allen's passer rating. This is from week 1 to week 15, 1 to week 16. Y'all look at it. So, Sal,
what is that?
He'll sting you. It's his passer rating. Because week 2, look at the peak. That's that first peak, 146. He'll sting you. But then what happens week 3, week 4, week 5, down to 77. Oh, but then, Sal, week 9, he'll sting you again. That's that second peak that you see up there. But then what happened week 10? But then, Sal, week 12, he'll sting you, ladies and gentlemen. That's that third peak that you see right there. But then, Sal, what happened week 13? And then that final peak you'll see up there, week 15, he'll sting you once again. The issue with the Buffalo Bills, when you're talking specifically as a passer, because Josh Allen, as far as a passer, plus a runner, plus the arm that he has, he is going crazy.
He's
going crazy. He's top 10. At this point, I would say inarguably top 3, top 4, top 5 right now in this season. But when you're talking about most dangerous, I'm also wondering about consistency. I'm wondering about the ability to sting you. A wasp is more dangerous than a bee because you know it will consistently sting you, whereas that bee can sting you. Oh, but it might not the next time.
I like that. I like that. Challenge. Okay. Look, I like your Six Flags roller coaster graphs and all that. That's great. That was cute. A little misleading because the playoffs weren't in week 1. They weren't in week 5.
That's fair.
Let's talk about right now. And since you had a full screen, I have a full screen. But my full screen is going to focus in on the here and now because last time I checked, the present is the gift. Ooh, and I'm going to give you a gift right now. It's Christmas season. Look at Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes in the last 4 games. Margin of victory. Good Lord, almost 20 points a game. All right, but it's a team game, right? Average team points per game. Scoring more than the Kansas City Chiefs with the 19 all-star receivers they have. Completion percentage. Okay, now we're starting to get to just the quarterbacks in this situation because Acho said that Josh Allen is a bee? Is he a bee or is he a wasp? Is he a caterpillar? Anyway, the point is, Josh Allen, whatever he is more deadly of late than Patrick Mahomes. You got to get off that, big dog. I understand the names on the back of the jerseys matter because that's what we go into any situation with expectations of. But if you look at this, take away that, strip it away. This reminds me almost a parallel of the 2000 season when the perfect Patriots played the New York Football Giants. Remember that? Last game of the season. Giants lost that game. But looked at it and said, you know what? If we